Is everything okay in Oklahoma? We'll soon find out.
That's right.
Fans here in Norman anticipating what's going to happen after the Sooners coming off what was an uncharacteristic season as Oklahoma takes on West Virginia. Uncharacteristic, they had 7 wins.
Well, you know, normally when you go 7-4, people are very happy. However, not down in Norman, Oklahoma. That was like a disaster. People are looking forward to what's going to happen this year. Barry Switzer needs 10 wins to have the first 100-game winning season by a coach in his first 10 years of coaching. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with them.
The Oklahoma fans believe they're coming back with a great team, maybe one that could contend for a national championship. I think one thing we can look for, and one thing West Virginia has to worry about, can they stop that very exciting wishbone attack?
Led the nation last year in rushing, even though they lost 4 football games. Normally, Oklahoma stops itself with the wishbone. They do fumble a lot. West Virginia plays excellent defense under Don Nehlen, and I'm just looking forward to a great go.
Well, they say this is the year of the running back with Herschel Walker and company around the country in college football, but here today, this game might be one of the linebackers.
4 linebackers in the football game, 2 for Oklahoma, Shipp and Benson. A lot of people think they are the best combo in the nation. On the other side of the coin, though, Folks and Talley are excellent, considered the best in the East. They'll get after people. If they stay within the boundaries, they're going to find them.
All right, a great Oklahoma defense. So the key for West Virginia, can Jeff Hostetler, a transfer from Penn State, coming in to take over for the great Oliver Luck, get some time to pass? And Irv, there's always that thing about the heat.
Well, the heat is very definitely a factor. It's windy. It is warm here. It's going to be a factor, as we pointed out.
Could be 100 degrees right here on the field at Owen Field in Norman for this football game.
He announced that he was coming.
West Virginia, coached by Don Nehlen, who left his alma mater, Bowling Green, and in 2 short years has turned around a program that was dormant. Last year, the Mountaineers came back to win a very important victory in the bowl game, and they come in here with a 26-6 victory over Florida in the Peach Bowl, trying to challenge one of the mighty teams of college football year in, year out. The University of Oklahoma Sooners, who are coached by the great Barry Switzer, America's winningest coach, 90 victories in his first 9 years. And Oklahoma suffered somewhat of a down year last year for them, winning 7 and losing 4. The starting lineups as Oklahoma will receive, starting for the Sooners today on the offense. And this will be an inexperienced offensive line that will start for Oklahoma. They'll have a great backfield, but inexperienced along the front line, but look out for Paul Parker at left guard and Elbert Graham at left tackle. They may be the ones they'll count on. In the backfield, it's another story. It's a veteran backfield led by Stanley Wilson, the All-American candidate, and Kelly Phelps at quarterback, a solid player in Chet Winters, and Weldon Ledbetter taking over at fullback. West Virginia's defense has been one of the strong points for the Mountaineers. We'll get to that in a moment. Now to kick off. For West Virginia's Paul Woodside, Jerome Ledbetter and Stanley Wilson are waiting at the goal line for Oklahoma. That is Wilson on your right, Ledbetter on the left. And they're going toward Ledbetter, backing into his end zone, will not be returned as Woodside puts the ball past the end zone, and Oklahoma will start from its own 20-yard line to begin the ball game. And the 1982 season is underway for Oklahoma, a team that many feel may be knocking for a national title before it's over. For West Virginia, their starting lineup today, offensive line, include Hoisington, Legg, Johnson, Gist, Kell, Rouse, their All-American candidate at tight end, and Hollins will be at split end. This also is inexperienced. The backfield, Hostetler takes over for the great Oliver Luck at quarterback. He comes from Penn State, and he may be the key. Now the first play of the game. Kelly Phelps and the wishbone attack. And back it goes to Wilson. Looking to the outside. Turns the corner for just a short gain. Stanley Wilson gets maybe to about the 22 or 23. West Virginia defense features a 3-man line and 4 linebackers. Their strength is in the linebackers, although they have a great tackle in Todd Campbell, number 91. But Darrell Talley, Mr. Outside, and Dennis Folks, number 50, Mr. Inside. The linebackers are the boys. Steve Newberry heads up the defensive backs. He set a freshman record with 6 interceptions in 1980. And Irv, looks like we got the first flag of the game.
Well, you know, they've stopped action because Stanley Wilson was hurt. That's Vance Carlson. I don't think we've got a flag. The action was stopped because, as we pointed out, Wilson on the toss sweep was shaken up. He'll be back in there. So kind of interesting, Jim. West Virginia wins the toss. There's a look at the game official. And they choose to defend the south goal, so they want the win.
Steve Sewell, a sophomore, has replaced Stanley Wilson, left halfback now in the wishbone. On the one wide receiver, that's Cloyce. Here's the fake, the first man. They give it down to, here comes Sewell, breaking through into the clear of the 50. He might go all the way. Sewell, who just came off the bench, out of bounds in the 32. And there's the explosion aspect of the wishbone of Oklahoma.
Well, they are so exciting. That fullback starts off by hitting off the outside hip of the guard, and then there's so many things that can happen. You either pitch the football, the second man through, in this case, Sewell, who took the place of Wilson, and he leaves now. And listen to this crowd, Jim, as Sewell is leaving, as he puts the Sooners in great position right away. Wilson is back in the lineup.
46-yard run by Steve Sewell, a 200-pound sophomore from San Francisco, California. Last year averaged almost 7 yards a carry. Didn't hurt that a bit. Fullback hits the middle. And here's Ledbetter stacked up inside the 30-yard line. But already Oklahoma is knocking at the door here against West Virginia. 43, Weldon Ledbetter had an outstanding game here a couple of years ago when Stanley Wilson was injured at fullback and he came off the bench against North Carolina. Dennis Folks made the stop. You'll hear that name a lot. He's Mr. Inside, who comes out of the same mold as Sam Huff and Chuck Howley at West Virginia. So call it second down here and about 6 yards to go from the West Virginia 27-yard line. Now Kelly fakes again to his fullback. Hands off to Wilson, who's punched hard and spun down the 25-yard line. They don't give him much. So Wilson, who asked to be moved this year from fullback to tailback, he could be a candidate for the Heisman Trophy. Certainly he's in line for All-America honors.
Second man through, 5-2 defense, and notice how the linebackers are very active. They get over and get involved with the play. Finally, the crowning blow for West Virginia, that is number 44, Tim Agee. This is a little guy, Jimmy, but he'll knock your head off, just about 5'7", but he likes it tough.
Tim Agee, 175 pounds from Bethesda, Maryland. Oh, it's third down. A key play here for Oklahoma. Need a couple of yards, and here's a keep of the quarterback, Phelps, spinning outside. But here's the pitch going wide to Wilson at the 15, the 10, and driven over the sidelines. First down for Oklahoma.
That's the way they run the option down here. They carry the ball in one hand, Jim. It's a little more of a high risk, but you turn the corner a little quicker. Kelly Phelps is a great athlete who can run. If he can stay healthy, he'll help this ball club. Watch him turn the corner. Now, this is a guy with 4.4 speed. He gets the ball out to Winters. This is just a very tough competitor. He'll stick you. So Oklahoma in great shape down at the 9-yard line.
First and goal to go for Oklahoma. The Sooners, who perennially have been a power in college football since Bud Wilkinson began this dynasty here about 30 years ago. Now they got a slot back set up on the right side. The fullback's got it. There goes Ledbetter spinning inside the 5. Weldon Ledbetter stopped at about the 4-yard line by the center of the West Virginia defense. Number 43, Ledbetter, thus far, has picked up 10 yards on 2 carries, so that's a pretty healthy average.
Got a good block from 62, Paul Parker. This is the veteran who moved over from the tackle. He just gets a little influence there as they run that wishbone so effectively. You got to have a good fullback game if you're going to run the wishbone. Barry Switzer does have that. Timeout for West Virginia. They want to talk it over. They're in trouble right here.
And his trouble, of course, is wearing the maroon, the crimson and gold of Oklahoma as the Sooners have it inside the Mountaineer 5, second and goal. Barry Switzer would like to see his team get very quickly in the end zone here and get things started. He, of course, had what was a rugged year for him a year ago, and his team lost 4 times. West Virginia coach Don Nehlen took his team to a bowl game, took a little bit of a calculated risk today, choosing the win to give Oklahoma the ball, and Oklahoma's come right downfield with it. Second down and 5 to go. Fullback Ledbetter to the goal line, touchdown. Penalty flag is down. A penalty marker down. Ledbetter got it over the stripe, but wait, let's see if it's going to be called back. There's the signal. Offsides against West Virginia decline. Oklahoma touchdown. The Sooners have drawn blood in 3 minutes and 32 seconds.
Made it look very easy. Sewell set it up, and then they get the TD down here behind Williams and Burke. They just did an excellent job straight ahead blocking. So OU draws first blood, and that was a very impressive drive right out of the chute. You know, Jim, I guess you can kind of wonder about kicking off to Oklahoma and let them have that momentum because they are so tough down here in Norman. But that's what Don Nehlen chooses to do today, and his ball club is now down 7.
Michael Keeling kicks the point, and Oklahoma has the first 7 points of the ball game, and the Sooner Schooners on the field to the roar of the fans of Norman. 75,000 strong as their team leads. All right, first and 10, Oklahoma. Here's the option run. Kelly Phelps pitches out wide, fumble, but out of bounds. That was intended for Chet Winters. Oklahoma leads the nation almost annually in rushing figures. They also lead it in fumbles. Last year, for example, they put the ball on the ground and lost it 52 times. That's average of over once a quarter. And it comes because of the way Oklahoma plays the wishbone option play. The quarterbacks carry the ball in one hand. It gives them great mobility and agility and more speed, getting to the corner quicker. But it's also dangerous.
It's also a very good formation to run into the boundary, which is what they did that time. And Barry Switzer's breaking the bone more than I've seen him this year.
Here's a give to the fullback, and tripped up is Ledbetter, and he's momentum. Gets him over the 25 and for a pretty good gain out around the 26, 27-yard line.
Got another injury, Jimmy. This is one of those ball games where it is warm and people are getting nicked up early. An Oklahoma guy is down at the 20-yard line. One of the key things if you're playing defense against the Sooners is to try and pick up the angle of the fullback because it's not true triple option, and that's one of the things that Don Nealon has worked very hard at. There's a look at the Mountaineer bench as they're in a dogfight. Norman, Oklahoma, anytime you come in.
All right, we've got a momentary timeout here with Oklahoma leading 7-0. The Sooners will be facing a third down. And we'll remind you that the first ESPN telecast coming of this telecast from the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, that'll be Saturday Night Fights on September 18th. Matches Raphael Bazooka Lyman and Chung Yul Choi. I hope I said that right.
Well, they'll never know if you didn't.
Okay. Well, be sure and join our men, Sal Marshall and Al Bernstein, who'll bring you ESPN's Big Time Boxing. Lyman, by the way, is rated #1 by the WBC, so that'll be a big battle on September 18th right here on ESPN.
Albert Graham is the injured player. Looks like he'll be back, too, as they help him off. And the Sooners have made a substitution. 67, Rocky Hubble is in the ballgame. Beg your pardon. Make that 69, Brent Burks.
Now here's the option run again by Kelly, and he is smacked hard. Did he get the first down? He made a great second effort. Kelly Phelps, who was running the option, had the trailing halfback Chet Winters, kept the ball and looked for those markers to make the first down. Let's see if he made it. Watch the way he carries the mail.
This is the man with 4.4 speed. He can run, and you got to be a runner if you want to play the wishbone. This is counter option. 44 age, he comes down. This is his assignment. He makes the play. As you pointed out, Jim, he's got the ball in one hand, in the left hand, picks up good yardage. They'll go for it. No, they will not. I beg your pardon.
Did not make the first down, and Keeling is in the punt. Missed by just inches. Waiting back for West Virginia now is Willie Drury, and we're going to get a timeout.
Barry Switzer's just adamant because they don't have enough people, and he jumped on the field, signaled to his players to call timeout. And that's what happens in your opener. Normally, there's a ton of mistakes. I saw Missouri play Colorado State last week, and between the two teams, they fumbled 17 times. There's Barry Switzer. All he wants to know, Jimmy, when he comes out on the field is, are they in a 8 or 9-man front? And he's going to attack you that way, or a 7-man front. Whatever they're doing, he'll have the answers.
Well, in 9 years, this young man from Clawson, Arkansas, has coached Oklahoma here to 90 victories. I don't know if a coach ever has won 90 games in 9 years before.
And he has a chance, as we pointed out at the top, to win 100 in his first 10 years, which would be a record. Here's a good punt.
Certainly not his first 9. Moving back is Drury. Takes it over the 30, hit the 35, down on the 36. So Willie Drury, a sophomore, returns for West Virginia to the 36-yard line. The Mountaineers will get back to football, still trailing 7-0. We have 9 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Jimmy, they got some wood chop, though, during that exchange because they did dig in and hold. I was impressed with their passing game the first time they got the football.
Yeah, we got a penalty flag, too. I think Oklahoma will get back to football. Penalty marker was dropped on the play, and there's been quite a discussion on the field. Referee Vance Carlson now with some of the other officials. There's the signal. The foul is against West Virginia. Double foul, and the ball will come back, and Oklahoma will have the football back in possession, so it will not go to West Virginia. The Mountaineers penalty is very costly. Oklahoma football, they're leading 7-0.
Boy, you pointed out, Jim, you just can't come in here because very few teams come in and win anyway and have a mistake after you stop them. The good job by Agee on the option. So now the Mountaineer defense has to come back on the field. Might point out, it is warm. There are fans on the field. They are putting big ice blocks down there. There's Vance Carlson, the veteran official.
Holding. They were trying to hold up some of the Oklahoma linemen. There was also clipping against West Virginia on the play. Blocking from behind on the return coverage. So it's Oklahoma's ball, 1st and 10 at the 40. So that's a break for the Sooners. There's the breakdown of Oklahoma. And by the way, those 17 freshmen are being redshirted. They give up the middle of fullback, Ledbetter, and he cracks for maybe 4 or 5 yards close to the 45-yard line.